So we will be first understanding that why we need Python. Okay, what is Python we'll discuss later. Okay, fine. We first need why Python, why it is necessary. Okay, first of all, how you consider it, why this language, why you are learning programming language. If you guys can answer, if anyone can answer, like, don't take this question as why Python, just consider it as why programming language. क्यों पढ़ना है programming? Anything would be there, no, that this is the reason I am learning this programming language. So there is a reason every time for anything. So what is a reason? Yes, any simple answer, anything, whatever, जो भी आपके मन में आ रहा हो, क्यों आपको सीखना है?
Sir, I was interested in it.
Okay, you was interested in programming language. Fine. For making day-to-day complex life easier, so Prashant is going to apply some OOPS concept using programming languages. Great. Okay. See, so programming languages, if I consider in a very basic, I have been like for now 5 years in this sector. So if I just like describe you that why we need this programming language, is that it's simple, like what I got an answer. Okay, to make our day-to-day life easier. Okay, the complexities of our day-to-day life easier. We have a lot of things which work on programming languages, a lot. Wherever you see, it's all working on programming languages. We all the new things coming now, you use laptops, you use Androids, you use mobile phones, you use any other electronic stuff. Everything is working on some sort of programming. If not Python, I will not consider that everything is running on Python, but yeah, at least it's running on binary codes. At least it's running on something which is done through machine languages only. I'll not say machine learning. There is a difference between machine language and a machine learning. There are some binary codes, ordinal codes, some hexadecimal codes. All these things are there. You'll learn, guys. Okay, see. So we have a lot of difficulties in day-to-day life. To solve all those problems, we have something called as programming language. Not only day-to-day life problems, but the problems faced in terms of machines. Like if I say you a very basic example, simple example to understand where we are using. Okay, I gave you 2-3 examples, like your laptops, maybe your mobile phones. Okay, right? Next thing, we see some auto-driven cars nowadays. Tata has launched something now coming in. Tesla is there. Okay, a lot more is there. Auto-driven cars now coming in every model actually. So how they work? So they have some kind of a data. If you don't have data, you can't do anything. This is the primary goal if you want to go in the data science, machine learning, AI, DL, any of the topic. Even a salesman is dependent on a data. The whole world is running only behind the data, nothing else. If you have data, you can perform something. If you don't have data, you can't do anything. That's a simple thing, right? For any sort of task you are doing, you should have a prerequisite data for that. Otherwise, it is impossible. It is directly, I can say, it is impossible to do. If you don't learn, if you you don't have a knowledge of how to do addition, how can you add something? You can't actually, because you don't have a data of how to add something. If someone asks you addition problem, you don't know addition. For now, let's say I ask you to perform a regression analysis, for example. It is there in your course. For now, let's say I ask you to perform a clustering algorithm. How will you apply? You don't have any data of what even is clustering, what is the algorithm behind it. So data should be there every side. If I talk about in non-IT industry, let it be a salesman. Okay, So if the salesman does not, or either like what we say that phone call companies, right? So if they don't have any data, how they will call you, right? How they will connect you? A lot of things happens. If bank does not have data, like how it can store your money and all those things. So everything in this world is dependent on data, right? And that is the only reason which is like the data science jobs or data science, things are like in very high profile. Okay, recently 1 2 month back, like I was in a training, and at Bangalore I met some kid. He was around like class 8 standard kid, um, at some company, I can't take the name, but he's a data scientist in that company. So that's like a good thing actually. I saw, right, a class 8 student kid was a data scientist working in a corporate sector, actually earning something around 70 to 80,000 per month. That's a great thing actually. So what he did, nothing else, started to collect data very early and is now a data scientist. See, it's not all about learning. It's all about practicing. So you are choosing a good language, Python, because it is compatible with a lot of things, a lot of trending topics. Now, in the upcoming 10 years, 15 years also, the data is going to increase in a very rapid way actually. Okay. So you have to go with the pace of the data also. So there comes a new thing, okay. There comes a new thing called big data analytics. So it is not of your work for now. You first need to understand the prelims of all these basic things, okay. So let's go with this. Why Python we need to learn? Because there are a lot of reasons, there are a lot of libraries, there are a lot of frameworks. We'll talk about what are these things, okay. There are a lot of concepts behind this particular thing, right, this particular programming language. So there are a lot of programming language which are very much popular and are also, at least you should know the basics of them, like C, C++, JavaScript, and you should know the basics of SQL. It's not kind of that, but yeah, you should know HTML. These are not like languages. Now I say programming, but yeah, these are web coding languages. It's okay. So at least these languages basics you should know. Basics in the sense like how to, like if I talk about HTML, how to create a page, how to write headings and all those formattings, nothing else. So when we compare Python with other languages, this Python language has got a lot of libraries. Lot means a lot of huge library is there in Python, okay, and a lot of frameworks for I have written machine learning and AI because these are the trendings what are going and will be going after 15-20 years also, because all these things is going to bring a huge amount of data, right? A huge means very huge amount of data, and all these data has to be stored and worked on to be in the pace with this world, right? So there are some of the very important libraries like scikit-learn, numpy, pandas, scipy, seaborn, sympy. These are used basically for all these things what I have discussed till now. These are some of them, okay. There are a lot of libraries. So these are some of the major, like if I talk about numpy has got almost we can say 700 functions, okay, 700 functions to work. Pandas, I would say 900 functions, something around. So there are a lot of them, okay, fine. This was the first reason that, okay, Python has a lot of libraries, fine, okay, it is good to work with AI, good to work with machine learning. Now what else Python has? It is a platform independent language. The very important thing of any programming language is that it should be platform independent. The user should not be like that, if only I have laptop or I have Windows laptop, I can run this program. Only I have, because if I talk about Swift, okay, Swift is a language which runs on Mac, right? If you have Windows, it will be a bit difficult. You have to install a lot of things to run that particular, to make virtual machines and all. So I'll not talk about that. A platform independent language means, one second, a platform independent language means that the code what you are writing can't, run on any particular machine. Any particular machine means like any executable device, I should say. Executable device can be your mobile phone, it can be your tab, it can be your laptop operating system can be anything, Linux, Mac OS, Windows, anything, because Python is running from a very early age. Actually, I'll describe that too, but first understand the reasons. Now, see, so it means that if you don't have laptop, that's fine. You write your code on your phone, run it, it will execute there also. That is called platform independent language. And if it is a platform, any language, if it is platform independent, will be obviously highly used. Okay, because that give you facilities, nothing else. Okay, so 2 reasons done, 3 reasons, third reason. Now it has a very big community and a lot of popularity. Popularity, obviously it would be having because it is having some sort of facilities. Okay, now community means, let's say communities are like, let's say Facebook is a community, right? It is a community. Now in Facebook you also have some groups. No, all entire Facebook is not yours. You might create a group in Facebook, you start chatting there, you send pictures, do a lot of things, whatever you want, right? So there are there can be millions of group in Facebook, right? Millions of group, million of communities. Okay, so communities are like, simply let's say you are writing a code, you got any error, you don't know the answer. What you will do, copy that thing, post it in the community. Someone in the community will go and help you. Okay, this is the error, this is how it will be solved. So there are a lot of people working with this Python language, that it is having the biggest community of any programming language. Okay, the biggest community of any programming language. So you have any errors, no one is there to solve you, put that error in the Python community, it will be solved. You will be getting your answer. Simple. And that community is used for various purposes actually. If you want to hire someone, hire from the community. If you want to get hired, you can get hired from that community also. Okay, now the fourth reason is very easy thing, it is very easy to learn. The easiest language of any language, if we know, right, or any language you would be learning further also after Python, whatever you would be learning in your colleges or ever in your life, it if something comes new, then I don't know, but for now it is the easiest one, right? Because the codes what you need to write is just simple English, nothing else. No such foundations, no such you can say syntax and all, because it has got very simple and easy semantics to work. If you want to write print something, print, you go with some other languages, printf and all, lot of things will be there. Okay, additional you have to write to run that things, a lot actually. So this thing, it is very easy. Now coming next, what are the things you can do with Python? You can develop a website. There is again a special framework for that, that is called Django. Okay, maybe MongoDB you can use in there. Okay, fine. You can develop some softwares. There is a library for that, that's called Pygame. Okay, sorry, it's not for softwares, for games and graphics. Okay, for softwares you can use any sort of things, whatever you want, the libraries based on your expectations. So there are again Android applications, right? And the fourth one you will be doing actually in this course, that is the data analysis using some visual tools and machine learning. Okay, after you learn this data analysis using visual tools and machine learning, you will be able to go to the next topics of creating artificial neural networks and managing the big data. big data is what I said you what is big data. Okay, it's not all about let's say if I gave you data of your college, data of your school, data of your family, it is not a big data, it's a small data. Small data, let it be all number features you want, it will be a small data. Comparing, you take a data of population of India, population of your state, take that, take a data of individual persons. Okay, I'm talking about individual persons data of your state, that is called a big data. You have a lot of data there. Based on that, you will be doing some analysis, nothing else. Okay, you have to be very good in presenting your data. If you know that how you can present your data to your client or to any, like whatever the expectation is, let's say you have to be very specific in this actually. Okay, you learn something, you need to teach to someone, only then you will be developing this particular thing of presenting your reports, presenting your dashboards, presenting your things to the clients. This is all you are going to do actually, nothing else. Okay, you'll be learning language for 1 month, for 2 months you'll be learning language, you will be learning some sort of algorithms, you will learn something. Now what next? What do you have to do next? You'll be given some projects when you will be going in some companies, you'll be, or you will maybe interning somewhere, whatever you do. Okay, so there you will get some technical steps of these things only. So there you have to apply it practically. Okay, so it's better to start early, learn things, start applying in some practical things. Okay, practical approaches should be there, because it is easy to learn things and very easy to forget them, right? It is very easy, you are learning it might be okay sir, it's all good going, we are learning, right? It's understandable, everything. After 2 months sir, all good, we forgot right? It happens. So always be in practice if you are learning these kind of things actually. Okay, fine. So these are the things you can do with Python. Now there are some features of Python as compared to other languages. There is no compiling and no linking. Now let me tell you compilations and what is interpretations. Okay, so a basic example. Okay, one guy faced that problem, and that's the actually real scenario. Okay, so let's suppose now we are talking about compilations and interpretations. Okay, interpreter and compiler, a very simple word, but is working on the same thing actually. For a practical scenario, see, I'll be giving you practical examples so that you can remember. If you go on internet, search what is compiler, what is interpreter, you will get hundreds of answers, maybe thousands of answers. Okay, but you may learn it for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe for a year. Someday you will be confused, but if you learn something practically, you will never be confused actually. Okay, and let's say like your class is going now. Okay, your class is going now, or let's say examination is going now, right? You are sitting in front of the camera, you are writing your answers. Okay, right? That is fine. Maybe someone is sitting in your room, suppose for an example what happened in COVID actually. Maybe someone is sitting in your room and saying you the answers, you are writing it. Consider the same scenario, you are writing an exam in classroom with all your classmates and all. You are sitting in an exam room, invigilators are going, and now think you can have two scenarios. A question is there, either you know the answer or you don't know the answer. Only two things can be there, या तो आपको answer आएगा या तो नहीं आएगा. Simple. So consider that you don't know the answer. Okay, or even if you know a little bit. सबसे simple, थोड़ी बहुत आंसर आपको आती है उस क्वेश्चन की, you will start writing, and it may be possible that you are making mistakes, right? आप मिस्टेक कर रहे हो, Now, in that classroom, no one is going to come and rectify you that you have made mistakes. वो तो आपका आंसर शीट चेक होगा. आफ्टर दैट ओनली यू विल गेट योर रिजल्ट्स, एंड देन ओनली इफ यू आस्क योर टीचर इट विल टेल यू, he or she will tell you that okay, this was a mistake and this is how you will rectify it. So this is a scenario of sitting in classroom, right? आप क्लासरूम पे गए, एग्जाम दिए, पेपर लिखा, मे बी errors would be there, right? But that error you will get after the result comes, after all those procedures. So that is simply you give an input in your paper, it got executed by the examiner, right, invigilator, whatever you say, and it got processed after the result comes. Simple thing. Now you are doing same thing in your home, online exam, okay, writing, giving input. Now if someone is having some sort of knowledge or even don't have knowledge, you can get answers in your home, right? It's very simple and easy also in most of the cases. There would be someone who will be telling you, okay, this is the answer, write this. Okay, and even if it becomes more easier if no camera is there, just have to see the question, write answer, upload it. That's more easier, right? No one is going to see. So no, even if you make error, you will cut it, you will see, okay, this is the correct one, write the correct one. That means in this online mode you have someone, or you may be yourself, you will be rectifying your error, that where I have made mistake. So this is the practical working of a compiler and an interpreter. In interpreter, if you make any kind of a mistake, you will be notified in the next line itself. Let's say you wrote 4 multiplied by 5 equals to something wrong. Okay, you move to the next line. For an example I am saying, okay, in the next line you will get error that your above line is not correct. So this is the working of an interpreter. It will execute your code line by line. Okay, once it executes your code, it will check that any error is there or not. If no, it's good, go to the next line. No errors, again go to the next line, and so on your code runs. But in case it got an error, it sees that okay, here you have made an error, it will tell you okay, here is the error, please correct it. But in compiler, what happens? The complete code will run after the program ends, right? It will give you an error after checking all those lines, and finally it will give you error. And this Python is running on interpreter. That means if you make error, you will get it in second line only. तुरंत पता चल जाएगा you have made an error. Rectify and run. Simple. So this is compiling. Compiling means no teacher. Interpreter means a teacher. Simple. Someone will be there to instruct you, rectify, rectify, rectify. In compiling, no rectify, direct results. Okay, so this is a simple difference between compiling. So in Python there is no compiling or linking, no type you have to declare, automatic memory management. See how good it is. Object oriented programming, someone said no, to handle I asked a question, so Prashant said for making day to day complex life easier, that is called object oriented programming. Then embedding and extending some modules of C language, exceptions, you will learn what is modules, exceptions and all. Okay, C for C, dynamic loading, these I will not discuss now because you don't know C, fine. And Python is also used for fast development. See, fast development. Okay, mixed language systems, a lot of language systems can be integrated, as I said. Programming in large support, a lot of things. This PDF I will upload in your classroom. Okay, you can take things from there. Now coming to what is an IDE. Again, the bigger question. IDE is something where you will write your codes. One second. So IDE is something where you will write your codes. It's not like you will write in pen and paper and your code will be running there. No, right? Simple. आपको drawing करना है तो where you draw. either on a drawing board, something, or if I talk about in machine where you draw, maybe in paint, maybe in Corel Draw, any software used for drawing only. It's not like you go in Microsoft Word and start drawing. Nahin na? Right? So simple it is in programming also. You want to program something, there are specific softwares for programming. Okay, बहुत सारे softwares हैं, a lot of softwares are there for programming. So these softwares working is just to help you to write and run your codes. Now you have to decide that which software you need. So what next you have to learn, और भी क्या चीज़ें देखनी है. Okay, हमारे पास software है, right, where we are going to run our codes. Next what you have to see is what more the software is giving us compared to other softwares. This is a human tendency, right? If you are getting two similar things, right, from other places, different places, so you'll compare that which one is better according to you, not according to others, right? It's not like that two friends are there, one is using Jupyter, so another one will also use Jupyter. It's not in compulsion. So if you feel that no, Jupyter is a bit complex for me, switch to other ideally. Okay, there are a lot of idealies. I use Jupyter because it's friendly for me, right? I feel good, and I suggest also Jupyter and PyCharm. That's fine. Sometimes you use VS Code. In my case, VS Code or Jupyter. Yeah, VS Code is also preferable a lot of times when you are writing some, developing some API or something. VS Code is good. Okay, and HTML and all, because those compilers enables you to work with HTML, any other language also. In Jupyter, you will write Python or R. Okay, used to programming languages. So that is ID. ID full form is Integrated Development Environment. Okay, everything's are being integrated in your environment. Environment will be there. So download Anaconda 486 MB something on Windows. Maybe increased, I don't know. The last time I saw it was 456, 480 something. Okay, so download that. You will get a lot of editors, because that is nothing but an environment actually, and it will consist of all the packages which are important for data science, machine learning, AI, everything. If not, will like 2-3 packages only might not be there, but otherwise everything is there. It consists of a lot of things actually. Okay, so I prefer that. I go with that thing only. Okay, so that will be helpful for you guys also. Download Anaconda and download Python. So just you have to go to your browser, write Python. Okay, I'll show you. Let me first complete these. So ID, this is when you download Python, no, you'll get something called as IDLE. Okay, if you open it, you'll get something like this. This is a Python shell actually. Okay, next, this will start tomorrow. What it is. Okay, so let me show you some good things, how to download and all. Window, okay, let me see how amazing it is. I was teaching a student of class 4th today. That concept was of okay, so just tell me, there are a lot of 1, 3, 2, okay, 8 students are there now. So tell me, when did you perform this program? Just frankly and tell it truth. Checking an even and odd number, when you perform this program. Anyone who perform checking an even and odd number, how will you check an even or an odd number?
So maybe I've performed in the previous classes which I've done with you, I guess.
No, no, not with me, not with me. In your school life or college life, anyone? When you guys have performed to check a odd and an even number,
11.
class 11th, very good. Okay, I'll show you something good. Okay, these like I was dealing with a student today. See, class 4th student was learning how to program and even an odd number using some good softwares actually. These are the softwares which are made for these kids only, right? These kids are learning it through Scratch. Scratch is not only to just put animations and all, it is also to learn good things. So I was teaching the student of how to, see, I'll run this. You just have to click, so it will say hello, let's get check even number, odd number. So you enter number, let's say 43. So 43 is an odd number, you again run. Okay, now again it will ask 44. I give, okay, let's say 68 something. It will say okay, it's even number. I'll stop this now, right? So it's simple concept I made the student understood, like what is normal division, what is integer division, and what is a modulus, right? It was a good batch, and everyone performed very well learning this amazing thing. So they are doing what? They are learning this thing. See, they are learning actually Python, but they are learning it through Scratch. So what they did, okay, they learned a concept called loop. See, repeat is there. They learned that, okay, how to ask something from the user. So this is an input box actually. Then if the user's answer, or let's just understand that if the number mod of 2, that means if the number mod of 2 means remainder giving 0, then it is an even number or odd number, simple. So class 4th student can learn this. So you would believe, like, see, all those programs what we do in 11th, 12th colleges are now dealing with class 4 students, standard 4th, 3rd also. There was class 3 student also. So these things are going on now. See, they learned there that how to do that, and then they came here. Isn't it this same program we did, class 11th, 12th and all? Even number, odd number checking, this how it does. Okay. So let me show you first. This is how the speeds are going on. See the pace. Class or standard 3, 4 students are learning Python. So when they will come in class 11, 12th, what they will be doing? I don't know. Actually great. Okay, so we'll search for Anaconda Navigator. Okay. Anaconda is a community, what I say that you have to download this. Okay. Anaconda is the very popular very popular domain for data science, machine learning, as I say. Just have to come here. First link you have to click Anaconda. Next, okay, I'm having Mac, so it is showing for Mac, no problem. You have Windows, Linux and Mac here. Just click on Windows. If you have Windows, click on this Windows. Yeah, it will directly take you to Anaconda installers. Okay, now it's 488 for 32, 594 for 64 bits, and it is running on Python 3.9 version. Very good, nice. Okay, so yeah, mine was 428 MB. Okay, now next thing you have to do is you have to install Python. So this is Python, right? Just directly you'll write Python in the internet, in the Chrome, hit the first link, downloads, you will get this downloads. Go in downloads, okay, you will get this one, download for Windows. There will be an option called download. Here I am getting it. This website actually automatically detect that what type of operating system you are operating with, and then it suggests that for you. Okay, so you will click on Windows if you have Windows. So it's the latest release of Python. Don't go with the Python 2, go with Python 3 only. Don't go with Python 3.10.4. If you want, you can take that too, no problem. You can take 3.9.
So can you again show how to download Python?
Sure. Just go write Python. What I'll do, I have a drive actually where I have these softwares. I'll share the link. You can directly download from there also. But it's okay if you learn how to go and search and download, that is much better. So write Python, go to the first link, welcome to python.org. Came here, see a Fibonacci series example, simple, nice functions. Okay, come to downloads, Windows, click on Windows, you'll get this. Okay,
Sir, so which one I have to download? Means 3.10.4 or 2.7.1?
no, don't go with 2.7, go with 3 point something. Click on this, you'll get some good snakes, nice. Come downloads, just go and see your system configuration, whether it is a 32-bit system or 64-bit system. Most of the times now, if new laptop is there, I guess 64 would be there, because it's now 64 coming in. So 64, you'll just click, it will download. Once it's downloaded, click on that, install it. You just click on this, enter, and the third step would be add to path. Add to path will come, click on that checkbox. Okay, while you will be installing, put the pictures on the group. I'll suggest like what to click how. Okay, you just have to checkbox this, add to path, and it will be downloaded. Very simple. After this is done,
And sir, how to link that Anaconda and Python?
no linking is required, just downloading is required. No linking, just 64-bit you will download, enter, downloaded, installed. Okay, once installed, nothing to do else, that's it, done. It will be automatically linked. Okay, when you will write your codes, the machine will detect that you are having Python in system, that's it. Okay, so this is your like Python things and all. Okay, so like if we now talk about Python carriers, okay, I've given your how course schedule would be there. So now if we talk about Python carriers, let me take a slide where I can show you. 1 minute. Introduction.